God has to be a man. Why? Because we got some sin to deal with here in chapter 12. If he weren't a man, he couldn't die. God can't die. The king has to die. Why does the king have to die? Because of a great wickedness. A great wickedness that was just passed over. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to kill you. I'll forgive you. You can't do that. The judge of the universe cannot sweep crimes under the rug. Judges that sweep crimes under the rug are defrocked. Right? God will not be defrocked. And the reason he won't be removed from the bench of the universe is because he has a plan. Not only must the king be God, because only God is the rightful king, he must be man, because the king must die for the sins of the people. Otherwise, these people are all going to hell for the great wickedness. And many of you know the key verse in the New Testament that just opens that so widely to us. It's Romans 3:25. It goes like this. God put Christ forward as a propitiation by his blood. In other words, God sent his Son to die, shed his blood, to remove his wrath. That's what propitiation means. A propitiation by his blood, to be received by faith. This was to show God's righteousness. Because in his divine forbearance or patience, he had passed over former sins. Like what? Like this one in chapter 12 of 1 Samuel. He just passed over it. He said, don't be afraid, all you treacherous, God-rejecting people. Don't be afraid. Trust me. I have a way to save you from hell. And 1,000 years later, according to his infinitely wise divine plan, the line of kings, which totally failed, comes to expression in Jesus Christ, who is God and man, so that he can be king and sacrifice. Otherwise, as king, he'd have nobody to rule. They'd all be in hell. The only reason we don't go to hell is because Christ died for us. Our King died for us. Did you hear it in the song? That thou, my King, should die for me.